Hello friends, what's going on mate? What's happening? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. Hope you're doing well, really do hope that, and welcome back to Chelsea News, kind of sorts, the daily series, every single day here on Football Therapy, where I see what's being said around the Blues, giving you my opinion, more importantly asking for yours. A lot of stuff in the headlines today is stuff that I've recently spoken about, so what I do want to do in today's video is talk about injury news, injury updates. I also want to speculate on a new position for one of our attackers, kind of. Something that I saw that you guys might have seen too, and you might find interesting. And I've got Foot Builder open here, or what is it called? What's it called? Foothead.com. I want to build a speculated lineup for next season, which is going to probably upset some people, and people will criticise me because they'll think, yeah, we're not going to have that player there. Whatever. Anyway, we'll see what happens with that. Settle in, get comfortable. Please do drop a like. It means a lot. It helps the channel. It's a click of a button. Of course, I'd urge you guys to subscribe if you're yet to do so as well. So let's start off with injury news, and I'm going to be citing an article here from Football.London written by Luke Frower to give you an update on certain players when we can expect them to come back. First of all, Mason Mount. This was a big one. I wanted to speak about this before because obviously he came off in the Club World Cup final with an injury. He is a very important player for Chelsea. I think he's like joint for top for goals and assists, and you know, in terms of his high ball turnovers and all that kind of stuff Thomas Tuchel likes. It's really important. Mount was a doubt for the Club World Cup final after suffering a slight knock against Plymouth Argyle in the FA Cup. The 23-year-old managed to return for the final, only to be replaced before halftime, I think also when it was like on the half-hour mark, with an ankle issue. On the injury, Tuchel said, quote, "He was injured. It was one of the first actions. He had to run to the back post of Azpilicueta. They fell and his opponent fell on his ankle and he hurt his ligaments badly. So we have to see it's an injury. He came to me and said he didn't feel good, stiff and painful. He didn't know if he could continue, so we took the decision. It's believed that Mount could face up to 2 weeks on the sidelines, though he could return for the Carabao Cup final clash against Liverpool. Expected return date 10 days from now in terms of time of recording, 27th of February, so, you know, him probably not being available for the Premier League clash this weekend. That's fine. We've got plenty of fit players that can play in probably what would be that number 8 role in a 4-1-4-1, being Kovacic, Kante, Kai Havertz, maybe even Pulisic, kind of. Maybe not. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Here's someone who absolutely can play in that position. Ruben Loftus-Cheek. The midfielder was ruled out of action for a few weeks, picking up a knock ahead of the FA Cup game against Plymouth. And it stopped him playing in the Club World Cup. However, in good news, Loftus-Cheek is back in full training and could be involved as soon as Saturday. Excuse me. Talk about a perfect role for a player. If we are to play the 4-1-4-1, Ruben Loftus-Cheek could play that left-hand side number 8 role. That's where he's played his best football for Chelsea under Maurizio Sarri in Sarri's 4-3-3. Of course, the 4-1-4-1 is very similar to 4-3-3. And he could play that number left. He could play number left. He could play that left number 8 role. And hopefully we could summon out the great powers of Ruben Loftus-Cheek that we saw in 2019 when he was combining with Eden Hazard. Right, let's all take a deep breath and take a sip of our coffees together. Still got the bloody barcode sticker on my coffee mug. Right, so that's Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Let's talk about the fullbacks. Ben Chilwell is set to miss the remainder of the season. We know that. Expected return date next season. Boo! Reece James. Now, of course, a lot of us thought Reece James would be available for the Club World Cup because he was doing individual training prior to that. And he got on the plane to the Club World Cup and we were like, geez, Mandem's in the squad. I think it was Arnaud Michel's quickly said, yeah, no, he's just coming to hang, mate. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to play him. Let's read this part of the article here. James is pushing towards a return to first-team action, with the right-back stepping up his recovery in recent weeks. The England is basically reiterating what I've just told you, that he went for the vibes, and the vibes are good. Warm weather training, rehabilitation on the injury, be around the team with a positive experience in winning the trophy, which he did. Chilwell obviously joined up as well, and they both got medals. It's nice. Sorry guys, I've got hay fever again, so I have to clear my throat. It's really annoying. I do take an antihistamine, but what you gonna do? Anyway, before we do a squad building challenge, now this ain't FIFA, exercise together, I want to talk about Christian Pulisic, because I was talking about this on Twitter and I saw some people respond, and I thought it was an interesting topic. He actually came on for the aforementioned injured Mason Mount against Palmeiras in the Club World Cup final. And he played kind of as a sort of number 10 shadow striker, sort of like in a sort of asymmetrical sort of looking side behind Havertz and Lukaku. But he was very, very narrow. And because I know he wears the number 10, Christian Pulisic, but he's not like a number 10, is he? He's not like a Cesc Fabregas, sort of Mesut Ozil, plays in the hole, like making passes and, moving the ball around. And he's not really like an Eden Hazard in terms of like dribbling through people and like, oh, look at a dance move, dribbling through people intricately and like going wide. Hazard was like a winger. He's basically, Pulisic to me is a really direct footballer. So when you get the best out of him is when he's like explosive into the final third, into the 18-yard box. And that's not really a number 10 vibe, is it? But and also, it's not really a striker. I wanted to see false 9 Pulisic, striker Pulisic. I called for on this channel. We saw it a couple of times. It was awful. Fair enough, things don't work out sometimes. So, as a false 9, he's a passenger and just doesn't get involved in the game. That just doesn't suit his profile. As a wing-back, he's okay. As a winger, yes, that's when he was cooking under Lampard, he was amazing. But I wonder, playing centrally, because maybe sometimes as a winger, he can get marshalled out the game. But in this central position behind a striker, or maybe even 2 strikers, making those runs, there were moments and again, it was the Club World Cup and it was against Palmeiras, so you have to sort of add a pinch of salt with it, but he was making these little darting runs behind the striker, and he wasn't getting picked up at all, which you would say is the the traditionally named on FIFA shadow striker, the second striker that plays narrow, kind of like what Dele Alli did with Harry Kane when he scored all those goals like 4 or 5 years ago. He scored like 17 league goals just playing as like and everyone thought he was a midfielder, but he wasn't. He was like a second striker. Now it's a weird position. It doesn't really exist anymore in modern football. If you play a striker partnership, they're like a big man, little man, or a 2 up top, and they break together. But when he was like tucked in, making these explosive runs, he looked really dangerous, and the opposition didn't know what to do with him. Granted, yes, this is against Palmeiras. You got to take everything with a pinch of salt. But in terms of how he looked more comfortable and how he looked more dangerous, yes, playing in the number 10 in the hole, but not like a number 10, more as like a direct, explosive player, which is his vibe. I think that could be very, very interesting. So I'm going to I'll put it out to you guys. I want to ask your opinion on that. Can you see that happening, dear sweet friends? Because I find that very interesting indeed. Alright then. Shall we build a lineup? Right, what's happened here then? Oh, I'm going to need to do this, I think. There you go. Right, let's build a lineup. Okay, so I'm going with the 4-1-4-1. Can you hear me properly? I'm going with the 4-1-4-1, and also I'm going to speculate on a couple of summer signings. If there's one thing we've learned from the headlines is that Roman Abramovich wants to back Thomas Tuchel. Now, there's not going to be a lot of changes. There's probably going to be a couple of players that you love that won't be starting in this. There's only 11. So, forgive me. I don't even know if I'd completely back what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to speculate, and I've got an idea. So, first off, we'll have the best goalkeeper in the world in goal, Edouard Mendy. Look at that card on FIFA, 89 rated. And let's make no bones about it. We want to get better options at fullback because we want good cover. But ultimately, we know, don't we? Like, we know, don't we? Alright, so we've got Mendy in goal, then we've got first choice fullbacks, obviously playing as wingbacks, but, they've both grown up playing fullback, so they know how to do it. It's not like they'll be changing roles. I am going to be positive, and I'm going to say Chelsea find a way for Antonio Rudiger. I think we can sign him on a new deal. I'm going to be positive about that. Now, I am doing obviously a back four, so we're only going to have two centre-backs. Two centre-backs we know we're probably going to... Well, we know we're going to keep is Trevor Chalobah, so you could always put him in. I think probably Christensen's going to go. I think probably Azpilicueta is going to go, but he might stay. And obviously Thiago Silva's staying, so you could say the other two are Trev Chalobah, young'un, Thiago Silva, veteran. Now, I do think Thiago Silva will be very, 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 very important next season, but he'll also be turning 38. And a player that I'm pretty certain you'd put the farm on signing is, of course, Jules Koundé. And I think he'll be, we'll end up spending probably like £50 million on him. He'll absolutely be a starting striker. Now, a lot of people are talking about wingers that will go. One I do want to see stay because he is clutch in clutch moments is Hakim Ziyech playing this right mid. He'll be 29. I think unless he wants to go, which I don't think he will be. I think he looks moody sometimes, Hakim Ziyech, but only because he knows he could be so good, and he's not necessarily been so good. Now, in a 4-1-4-1 formation, you need a CDM that's not N'Golo Kante. And Kante's not been great lately. A lot of people are actually speculating if he's, gracefully starting to sort of maybe descend his form now. And considering how amazing he's been for so long, you wouldn't begrudge him for starting to slow down. Jorginho can play this role well. We don't know what Jorginho's plans are. Chelsea are being heavily linked to a conventional CDM. Two amazing conventional CDMs in Declan Rice and Aurélien Tchouameni. Tchouameni will be cheaper. Declan Rice will go to either Chelsea, Man City or Man United. I don't want him to go to the Manchester clubs. And with that, although I'd happily take him or Tchouameni, I'm going to select Declan Rice. Now at this point you're thinking, Jan, this is fanciful. Koundé I don't think is. Re-signing Rudiger I don't think is, but maybe Declan Rice, but whatever. Okay, so we're going to need two number 8s. Mason Mount's so important to Thomas Tuchel. Tuchel's always going on about how he loves Mason Mount. I might put the right forward card in just for YOLOs. So I think he starts regardless. And actually, interestingly and importantly, it looked like on that right-hand side of the pitch, Mason Mount has developed a budding relationship with Hakim Ziyech. Remember that game when they were like doing back heel flicks to each other and they knew where each other are, which I actually think is an important... You need to build relationships on the pitch, so I think that's important. Now, the next centre mid number 8 role is really difficult because, yes, we were talking about, Ruben LoftusCheek. This is his ideal role. But you have Mateo Kovacic, a world-class player. Spoiler... Oh, hold on. Romelu Lukaku. A lot of you don't like him still and aren't happy with him, but the truth is, Chelsea aren't going to sell him in the summer. The truth is, he scored 2 and 2, and the truth is, his goal scoring record's amazing. You got Didier Drogba talking about him. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think we're going to persist with him as the centre forward. So with that, it's not going to be Kai Havertz. And what does that mean? So where do we, so is Kai Havertz going to be this number 8? Is Mateo Kovacic going to be this number 8? Is Conor Gallagher going to be this number 8? Is Ruben Loftus-Cheek going to be this number 8? It's not easy, man. It ain't easy. I think I'm going to pick, I love Conor Gallagher and I think this is going to be an amazing opportunity for him, but Kai Havertz, I think, is such an amazing footballer that I just think he's gonna do it. Now, I don't think Timo Werner's gonna play left mid. I don't even think Pulisic. Now, oh man, this is tricky. Callum Hudson-Odoi. I wanted to add a new signing here, like an Ousmane Dembele, but Ousmane Dembele is very much a right mid. I'm not sure we are gonna go for him. I probably am gonna put in Hudson-Odoi, and I'm gonna put in Hudson-Odoi because Tuchel loves him. He's better doing his defensive work. He got the assist in the final, but he's like, in terms of open play chances created in the Premier League, he's second to only, or he's third only to Bruno Fernandes and Kevin De Bruyne. People are rightly frustrated with Hudson-Odoi because of his end product and his shooting and decision making sometimes. But the truth is, the dude's 21 years old, and his defensive work off the ball has improved tenfold. And the manager loves him. A lot of you guys will listen to this, be like, yeah, but I don't like Callum Hudson-Odoi. But the truth is, the Chelsea manager, who's just won us the Champions League, Super Cup, and Club World Cup, does really like Callum Hudson-Odoi. So a lot of you guys are just going to have to deal with it. Alternatively, you know, we could also, if you wanted to, I know he's a right-sided player, but you know, you could put in a Ousmane Dembele. And I've got that card on FIFA as well, which is it's a very good card. Either way, you know, I think probably Hudson-Odoi would be like the sort of easier thing because we've already got him and he's playing well. If he develops that relationship with Romelu Lukaku up front, we're cooking. Anyway, guys, I wanted to make that video because I thought it was a bit of fun and I want to hear your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on it. So make sure you comment down below and I'll be reading them, friends. Do you agree with that lineup? Would you be happy with it? Have I showed my working enough to make a sensible point? I hope I've made sense. Comment down below that. Do drop a like if you're yet to do so, and you're all welcome to subscribe if you're yet to do so as well. And yeah, daily videos, so make sure you stop by tomorrow, and make sure you have the bell turned on, because when news breaks, I'll make a video always, even if I've already done a video. So keep it locked, mate. Enjoy the football. I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't